Hi, I'm Jeremy. Welcome to our farm, Cornucopia Orchards. I'm out and about today. It's kind of a hazy day. We just exited a period of some thunderstorms, thunder and lightning last night and this morning, but at least it brought some rain after that long stretch. Everything really needed it. I don't know that it was enough rain to really make it, to where the trees got real relief, but better than nothing for sure. All right, first floor, ready to go. Doors all done, windows are all done, ready. We've got all the sanding we need to get done. Got some paint ready to go here. So we did not end up doing a level 5 finish on the ceiling. We went around with the good powered light source and checked for shadows. I'm not seeing any. That is where they recommend that you do a level 5 finish if you're gonna do it like piecemeal. I don't think we need it. I will find out when we're done, but I really can't see anything right now. So be it on my head if I'm wrong. So handy little sprayer. We've got our primer, and we're gonna just start with the walls, go to the ceiling, and then we'll go into the dining room. And then we'll move everything out of the hall, like tools and such I didn't really wanna get sprayed. And then we'll come in and do the hall, the closets, the bathroom, and hopefully get the stairs. There is that one butt joint that I found up here that we needed to float out again, because when we sand it, you can see it, but it's almost dried, so I think we'll be good. You know, with the kids so young, it's been pretty hard for her to be able to be out and help. We're at a spot now where when she can come down and help, and the boys can be near us, which is a great thing. This house build has been something really different for me. Prior to this, I've been in retail for quite a long time, and it's strange how I can remember so many things and almost all of them have to do with Casey. There are so many years where I essentially feel like now I just wasted them. You know, I don't have many memories from my years working in retail management, because what's there to remember? You know, now at least we're making memories again, and that is a wonderful thing to be able to take with us into the future, and a future that we've built together. The one thing that we're finding down here, it's so much cooler than it was upstairs, both because it's a cooler day than when we were painting in the attic and the second floor, but also because it's cooler downstairs, is that primer is going on and we're not having to spray the same way. Like, I was slow to make sure I had enough, and she had to really get in there right away and roll that, otherwise it would dry. And she kept having to add some paint to her brush roller, and this time I'm going faster. So definitely the temperature, if it's on the upper range, you know, closer to that 90 degrees, it's gonna have a big impact on whether or not you're gonna use, you know, 300 square foot coverage or closer to 400 square foot coverage on these cans, these buckets. Casey's getting the shower on the main floor here all filmed off so that we can spray around there and get all that done in here in the bathroom, which, boy, are we glad to be done with the sanding and the mudding in this bathroom, because all the bathrooms we used the the plastic wire mesh tape, and that stuff is just atrocious. It's very obnoxious. You have to really layer on the mud to make it go away completely, is what we found, especially when you're not using it on a paper or a flat. So it'd be nice to have this done for sure. You can see we've left on the little peel off strips on the Trimtex. I figure we just leave them on until we're done painting and then tear them off there. Maybe X-Acto them real quick just to make sure they don't take any paint, but yeah, they're staying on for now. It'll help protect the tub. Nicely primed. Looks very Arctic in here. So for reference, we barely went through one of these full cans. We're starting on a second one. We actually have some more left over because we had one and a third maybe to start. And so there's a third in there and there's a little bit in there, and that's a new one. And in that same space, like upstairs, it would have barely covered what's in here. We were just going through it so fast because of the temperature difference, and man, it's nice. Good thing to know. Nobody puts baby in a corner, but they do put Casey in a closet. No bother. Have to use a ladder for that. Step stool will not work for this application. Ah. Oh, I knew it.
What?
Sabotaged.
Oh, I forgot to vacuum up there.
That's why you have me do this.
I forgot to vacuum up there. You're the only vacuum.
I'm going to go ahead and spray the board.
Yeah.
Done. Ha, 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 ha! Time for the green to go away. A little shower alcove. I was just thinking that someday it'd be fun to put a bunch of some kind of really, really pretty, very expensive specialty tile above the shower in here.
Yeah.
You need like one box, maybe 2 tops.
That's true.
So fun fact, that paint that Casey's rolling onto the far wall there versus above the shower, all extra at about the same coverage rate. I've been applying it with this primer, and I'm guessing it's because the paper is like a waxy paper, because this is the antimicrobial whatever for a bathroom. So maybe it's just taking the paint differently. Let me know in the comments if that's a real thing, but it's definitely going on without as much. So I'll have to reduce for the bathroom and spray faster. Here's a little tip that I anticipated this time. I feel good about that. Hallways are last. Hallways are last. Little closets, bathroom, and this hallway, all that comes first, because otherwise your hose is banging on the walls as you're traveling through after you've already put your primer or your paint on. So hallways last. All the way through the ceiling. We are done except for the mechanical and the laundry now. Ah, feels really good. We'll spray the, I'm sorry, mechanical, I keep saying that, the office and mechanical, and that door right there. We'll spray that. The laundry, we're probably just gonna hand paint. Been doing some projects. We took down the fencing that we used to have for the pigs, and we're gonna try and sell that. That top gate up there we have available for sale, and we're also doing the gates at the very bottom that I never had gotten around yet, at least, to installing, as well as the bale spear. I probably should never have bought that, but it happened. When we moved here, I had some different expectations about where we'd be right now. And I definitely am, going through and reassessing everything. I think that the enclosure that we had purchased for the pigs was a really good idea, and it was necessary when we had the pigs. But before I get any more pigs of any variety, we're going to have a better situation for them, more permanent situation for them, real place for them to get out of the weather. And realistically, the structure, while the fencing is more than adequate for pigs, the feeder is designed for a goat or a dog, something of that size. It's a kennel is what it is. The thing we decided to do is we're going to go ahead and finish fixing this up and then make it available for sale. I'm not going to sell it for less than I think is a reasonable amount, but I think that's a wise choice given where we are, and given that I know how to kind of fix up a trailer, and we just need the boards, and then we'll get the little bits of welding and electrical done and make it available. Right now, where we're at working on our house, there's a lot of stuff that still needs to be done, and we have the material to keep me busy for another month, maybe a little more, hopefully not much more. But then there's the last push, and even barring the trim, we we're down to the wire and we don't want to have to, you know, take things on credit or take more out of retirement, which I have taken some out of retirement to get this done. So selling a few things that we, you know, have assessed and found not to be necessary should put us over the top, and that'll be a really good feeling. And certainly we haven't done it, you know, in a vacuum, but being able to mostly fund ourselves through building this house and then coming out of it on this side, you know, pretty much debt free. Not much in the way of other assets at this point, but debt free is really, really good feeling. Casey wraps up here on the walls in this main area, minus the hallway and stairs and bathroom and all the little nooks and crannies. We're about to head into the ceiling for this section. It's going pretty fast. Should be done, and I think so far I haven't seen anything of any concern at all. Just going on real nice. Here is paint sample swatches. That is skim coated, primed, and now one coat of paint. I don't think it's going to go away with this first coat. Probably have to go back over it with one more. Whoops. Oh well. Everywhere else it'll be one coat. Next day after painting is done, and I don't see anything that's going to bother me any in here. I'm not seeing any tape or joints. Texture's looking pretty good. The evening light will be when we really see whether there's anything with the ceiling. But it was looking pretty good in the evening yesterday when we were finishing up, so should be good to go. We're getting in electrical work today, trying to get some of the plates, some switches. I'm putting in the lights so we can get going on making sure everything is functional and we can get some light in here, which is really exciting. Casey's working right now in the dining room on the Halo canned fixtures and getting their trims on and the bulbs back in. You're using that little spot where it's like...
Where it looks like there's supposed to be a screw.
Yeah.
It goes up. Yeah, I was trying to remember what I'd done upstairs to make them sit nicely, and I think I put them in there, but I put them up using this little spot rather than the spot that you're actually supposed to.
Yeah, that's what I did too. They're too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point we can get to a different trim. Maybe some trim that's really designed for... I really like these gimbals. They sit nice and tight. They have really strong clamps. Well, two brains is better than one, especially when one of the brains is mine. Casey just helped me fix the two electrical problems that I had. So first is the office is unfinished. And so the power for the living room, office, and the upstairs hall and two kids' bedrooms, it's all LEDs, is on one circuit. And so it's coming through here, and I had somehow managed to mislabel the light strand as the power in and wired the switch accordingly. And so we just went through and did a test run through it, caught it with this little power tester. It's very useful when the batteries are in and it's working. And now we're getting it all wired up again properly, made sure that everything associated was correct and working. And the other thing that we caught earlier was the actual same circuit. The power came in there, and when anything other than that light, which is these three lights, was on, it caused problems. And Casey just made sure everything was fully connected in at each of these steps to where all the whites were connected and the black wires were connected. And must have had it. Was it a white wire that it wasn't connected in, or what did you find earlier that you fixed the first time?
Yeah, there was when I unconnected all of the whites and just had the whites connected that were relevant, it was creating an open neutral, open ground situation, which was flipping the breaker.
Okay, open neutral, open ground. See, I did all this electrical work and I still don't actually know what I'm doing. She's had more time problem solving than I have by leaps and bounds, because she's done all the electrical in our previous houses where we didn't know the person who had done the work, and where they had done some very, very interesting things, and she'd had to figure that all out. Well, I've got this breaker that's giving me trouble today. It's a CFI, AFCI, however you want to say it, arc fault circuit interrupter. I don't know why I say cafe, but anyway. And it's for the 2 kids' bedrooms and the hallway in the 2nd floor. And my wife went and opened up all of the plugs and didn't see anything wrong. And so we're puzzling over this and puzzling over this. And she went in to get a snack, and I think I found it. Let me show you what I did. All right, so here is the last plug in this room. So the power comes in from the hall, goes to there, flips to the other side of the wall, also comes up to here from that plug. On the other side of the wall, it comes over, follows that outside wall, comes back, comes to here, and from there over to here. So why does this plug have 2 sets of wires? Conveniently, I video everything that I'm working on, or at least a good share of what I'm working on. And so I was able to go back and find a little footage that showed that wall when it was open just around the time of installation. And I discovered something. So just the other day I was working in here and thinking, why does this wall, which is greater than 2 feet, it's greater than 3 feet in fact, not have a plug on it? Should be required to have a plug. How strange. I passed the inspection though. Oh well. Nothing like abnormal about that wall, unless you really look at it. And then there is a bulge right here. I don't think I'm gonna catch it on the camera, but I'm gonna try and give you that view. You see that at all? Yeah. So I reviewed footage, and there's a structural post that comes down, and this switch is on that post, and directly below it at standard plug height that we chose, there is a box. I do not have the first idea how I failed to notice that there was a box. Other than that, on some of these gray plastic boxes, they are designed to hold themselves off so that they match the drywall. However, some of the boards, some of the studs, are very rounded, shall we say, and so the little nubs on the side that are supposed to catch it didn't catch. I'm thinking that's what happened. So I guess we're going to perform surgery on the wall, and I'm really going to hope that I'm correct and that there is a plug there, and that will solve this random circuit flipping whenever I use it for anything. It's not flipping when I have the test plug in. I have a little test plug. The test plug says all the outlets are fine. And it's just flipping whenever I put like a fan in to the system and use a fan or anything that actually draws load. So our breaker is off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna come up roughly where it should be. And so I'm gonna put it just a little below 18. Wish me luck. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that's great. So we're gonna have to do some repair here because that screw's gonna pop. That's unfortunate. So I'll cut that with a knife. And hopefully that's the only one that does that, but we may have one up here that'll do the same thing. All right, so we got our plug on. Everything's hooked up. Power breaker has been flipped. And this is all the same circuit. My test load says we are fixed. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and subscribe. I hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next time.